Sonic, this blue guy, has been a huge part of my life. Sonic games have encompassed a large part of my childhood, and I still even play the games today. But what really keeps me hooked to the series are the fan games. I find them always impressive and just show how amazing this series is and all that it's capable of. So I've always wanted to make one myself. Dude, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing, man. This is intimidating. I don't know. But after working on other projects, I finally decided to try to sit down and figure out what I'm doing. This video is going to be broken down into different parts, so please feel free to skip around to whatever process you'd like to see. And since I'm learning as I'm going, I'd love to see any feedback or ideas you can give me. Please share them with me, drop them down in the comments. I'm not entirely done with this process. This is just the first part, and I'm just getting started. Okay, to be honest, before I even knew I was going to try to make a Sonic game, I wanted to just try and make Sonic pixel art. While I've drawn Sonic many times, I've never done pixel art of this guy. Boom! I got some pixel art. Now honestly, I don't really like this piece, to be honest. I just don't think it's that good. But when I posted it online, people actually seemed to vibe with it. So I proceeded to try my hand again, but with a much cleaner look, and I come up with this dude right here. This one is animated as well, and it's the base look for Sonic I'm going to be using going forward. So I even tried some other Sonic poses with this style, and I really enjoyed it. I feel confident I can even make this character look expressive. Now just that alone took me several months because I was honestly just doing that during my free time. So I wasn't really doing it with the sole motivation to make a game. But eventually one day I thought to myself,
I'm jaking it.
And that's when I knew I wanted to make a game. So now I need to get Sonic moving. So I worked on a jogging and some running animations as well. Side note, by the way, make sure when animating a character running, you make their right arm swing with their left leg and their left arm swing with their right leg. Or else, they just look like a dumbass. Put in some variations of Sonic's balls, ball, and threw in the Sonic Advanced trick animations because they're really cool. And there we go. I have a bit more of other stuff too, but so far I think everything is pretty set and I'm satisfied. So this is the hard part because I have to use my brain. I'm going to be using the Godot game engine because I'm the most familiar with it. And to get started, I'm just going to import all of my animations. I'm putting these animations onto my character body, which basically serves as the core movement node in Godot, and it handles physics, collisions, and movement logic, while the animations are going to give it life, make it feel responsive. However, this guy is not going to feel responsive until I actually program him to start moving. So I'm actually going to start programming all of his movement, and while I'm not going to break down all of my code, it's like 700 lines of code that I don't feel like going through in a video. Sorry, maybe another time. I am just going to show you a basic gist of everything I'm doing. Starting off, I need to get input from the player to check if they're moving left or right. So I'm going to be getting their direction, and this is going to be either a value of -1 or 1, and -1 means to the left and 1 means to the right. Next, I'm going to be applying gravity, so we actually know whenever this person's falling, they don't just float, they actually fall. And if the player is pressing left or right, I'm going to gradually increase the character's speed in that direction. But if they let go, I slow them down using friction. This makes movement feel smooth instead of instant. Adding on to this as well, if Sonic runs long enough, I want to eventually have his jog animation go to a run animation, and his max speed and acceleration should change to match this, since he's going from jogging now to running, so he should be faster. And then finally for jumping, if the character presses the jump button while on the ground, I'm going to have the character move upward. And then also just to give the character more control over their jumps, if they release the jump button early, their jump cuts short, and this gives more control over how high they're going to jump. After tweaking some variables like speed and acceleration, I think Sonic's base movement feels pretty good. So now I'm going to add some abilities so Sonic feels a bit more unique. Starting off with rolling. Rolling is going to be a state that happens when you're moving fast and you press down. And when you're in this state, unlike normal running, instead of accelerating, the character is going to carry their momentum forward. but they also lose speed over time due to friction. Next, I'm implementing the spin dash, which happens whenever the player is crouching while standing still, and when they hold down the crouch button and they press the jump button, that's when the spin dash is going to start charging. Once the player lets go, I take the stored charge speed and launch them forward while putting them in the roll state. I also want to make use of those air tricks that we made, so whenever Sonic's in the air, he can press the dash button, and depending on which direction he's going in, he will either do a forward dash or an upward dash, and that dash will be a trick. Additionally, if Sonic presses a dedicated taunt button while in the air, he'll perform one of the 3 poses that we made before, and it will be considered a trick as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It took me a while to even get to this point, but I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. Of course, I need to make the code way more efficient, man, because that was a lot of if statements, man. But now that we have Sonic moving and he has some abilities to express himself, Sonic's moveset is pretty much done for now. So now I'm finished with Sonic's base moveset, and just for this phase of the process right now, I think the movement is feeling really solid, but there are still some things I need to refine. And I'll find these things that I need to refine as we go on to the next part, which I'm going to start doing some level design. Ooh! But before I get onto that, I actually have a test demo that you guys can try out at these links, and you can give me some feedback about what you guys think I need to fine-tune before maybe I go on to that. One thing I do want to emphasize though is that I do want this to be a bit different from typical 2D Sonic games. And what I mean by a bit different, I mean like I want to go more towards the direction of what Sonic Rush and Sonic Advance tries to do rather than towards classic Sonic. This is one of the reasons why I even added in those Sonic Advance air tricks that you can do in the air. Typically you can only do those when you reach off springs, but I just made it so he can do that whenever he's in the air because I thought it just was fun to do. And to emphasize this direction of being a bit different, I have some preview images of stuff that I'm currently working on, such as some Sonic vs. Elden Ring boss fights, a weird visual novel part with Metal Sonic, and some other stuff that I want to share, but I'm going to wait for now until I make a bit more progress. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much. I just wanted to make a video on this because I've been working on this for some time now. Please feel free to download the sprite sheet as well on my Patreon. It's free. Anyone can use it for anything they want. So if you have an idea for Sonic with these sprites that you want to do, please go do it and use them. I fully support you, bro. And I'll do my best to try to make this whole project open source to you guys so you guys can check it out and maybe edit it and use it for something you want on your own. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate if you like and subscribe. And thank you for 10K! Woo! I don't know where you guys came from, but I for real appreciate it, bro. I am grateful. I'm indebted to y'all. I appreciate it so much. So stay safe out there, and y'all have a damn good one.